The Anti-Defamation League's Global 100 on attitudes towards Jews around the world is out. I am going to be using the term anti-Jewish in discussion of this story rather than anti-Semitic, because I think the term anti-Semitic is less relevant, particularly since Semites make up groups that go above and beyond Jews, and I want to be as specific as possible, so I'm going to use the term anti-Jewish. These index scores that the Global 100 creates were created by asking people whether they think certain stereotypes about Jews are probably true or probably false. Now, I want to be very clear. If you said that 5 out of these 11 stereotypes are true, you were not considered to be anti-Jewish by the study. So already we've set a pretty low bar. Only individuals who believe 6 to 11 of the 11 stereotypes are true are even considered anti-Jewish by the study. So people were asked, okay, what do you think this is probably true or probably false? Jews are more loyal to Israel than to the country they live in. Jews have too much power in the business world. Jews have too much power in international financial markets. Jews don't care about what happens to anyone but Jews. Jews have too much control over global affairs. People hate Jews because of the way Jews behave. Jews think they're better than other people. Jews have too much control over the U.S. government. Jews have too much control over global media. Jews still talk too much about what happened in the Holocaust. And 11, Jews are responsible for most of the world's wars. The most anti-Jewish area was the Middle East and North Africa, where 74% of individuals met the bar for believing at least 6 out of 11 of these stereotypes, followed by Eastern Europe at 34%, Western Europe 24%, Sub-Saharan Africa 23%, Asia 22%, 19% in the Americas, and 14% in Oceania. Overall, 25%, basically 1 in 4 individuals around the world surveyed met the bar for being anti-Jewish. 35% have never even heard of the Holocaust. Among all religious groups that were surveyed, Muslims had the highest average anti-Jewish belief score, 49%. One of my favorites here is when people are asked to estimate the size of the Jewish population in the world as a percentage of the total population. Listen to this, Lewis. 48% believe that Jews make up more than 1% of the world population. Okay. 18% believe that Jews make up more than 10% of the world population. And 9% believe Jews make up more than 20% of the world population. 27% of respondents total believe that Jews make up more than 10% of the world population. Actual number, 0.19%. And I always say, Lewis, how can you really have a conversation about anything related to Judaism with someone who doesn't even have a remotely clear idea of how many Jews there are in the world?
But does it matter to them if they
No.
think that Jews are the head of every bank and financial institution and big company in the world? I mean, I guess it's kind of irrelevant.
Listen, none of these numbers are surprising to me. For different reasons, liberals and conservatives in the United States, often for very different reasons, like to pretend or say that there is no huge anti-Jewish sentiment on the planet left. I've experienced anti-Jewish incidents directly in probably 10 different countries, in every single job I've ever held in the United States. As a host of this show, most of the criticism that is what I would call irrational criticism, right? Criticism not based on what is being said, but attacks on other stuff, is based on me being Jewish. Some of it is falsely based on the interpretation of me being gay, but most of it is because I'm Jewish. And, we know what's going to happen just by stating these numbers, Lewis. The comments, the emails, it's all a Zionist agenda. Our Jewish controllers, puppet masters are telling us to cover this story. I don't really care at this point anymore. I'm reporting the stories the way I want to report them. If you don't like it, write to me. Don't write to me. I don't care. We know about these numbers. This is not even remotely surprising to me, Lewis, but we know what the feedback will be.
The feedback is always the same. It's unfortunate, but like you said, this is the story. We're reporting on it. and our Jewish masters who do not exist had nothing to do with it. What else can I say?
It's still way more acceptable to be anti-Jewish and anti-gay in the U.S. than it is to be, for example, anti-black, right? There's different levels of what's acceptable, and being anti-gay is like hugely accepted right now. But holding, remember, if you hold 5 of these 11 beliefs, you're not even considered to be anti-Jewish by this study. So you can look at how low the bar is being set, that you can hold 45% of the anti-Jewish views. And for the purposes of this study, we're not even calling you anti-Jewish because so many people hold those views.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine all of these numbers would be significantly higher if the bar were, if it was 5 of these beliefs instead of 6.
No question about it.
Higher. Yeah.
It's amazing, Louis. This is viewer-supported independent media. Please support our program by going to davidpakman.com/membership and becoming a member today.